After Coach Knight was fired here at Indiana back in 2000, there were people who lauded the change and there were people who absolutely disavowed it, thinking that Indiana University had committed treason, so to speak. It was very divided.
The pressure just got to be so much, not just on Mike Davis, but on the players. I mean, you could just see it in the way they played. Indiana basketball just had reached a point where, they needed to change.
It is now my distinct pleasure to introduce the Hoosier basketball coach, Kelvin Sampson.
He was a guy that, a lot of people also were divided over because a lot of people wanted a former IU player to be the new head coach. So his stepping in right away wasn't received by everybody with open arms.
Further complicating the hire was an NCAA investigation surrounding Sampson and his staff at Oklahoma. According to the Division I Committee on Infractions, Sampson's staff placed 577 improper phone calls to recruits from 2000 to 2004, 233 of them by Sampson himself. The NCAA ruled that Sampson would not be able to contact recruits on the phone for a year, nor could he visit any recruits off campus.
The one thing with Indiana basketball is that, they've always played by the rules, and they've always won it the right way. And now you're getting a guy who's got the baggage, and there's a period in there where a lot of people were really questioning whether or not this was the right guy.
That was something that I wish had not happened, but you face up to it, you admit a mistake, and you move forward.
Sampson's first step as IU's new coach was to get to know his players. All but two were Davis recruits.
I felt sad at the time to see him go. It hurt me. I even thought about not being here.
The advice that I have for these kids is let's get to know each other. Let's not make any promises. Let's not sit down and put anything in stone right now. Let's build a relationship.
One of the first things he did was go and see my family in Alabama. He got to know me, got to know my roots, sort of where I came from. So I decided to stay at this university.
You have to establish rules, establish discipline, and maybe change the culture a little bit. Not whether it was good or bad, it was just I had to change the culture into what I believed in.
We weren't used to his competitive style. Getting up at 5:30 in the morning to run and lift weights, that's foreign to us. So, it's just something we adjusted to.
If you've met Coach Sampson and you've been around him for any length of time, he's got a little edge to him in that area and maybe plays with a little chip on his shoulder. This team has made that transition. They've been able to take on his personality to some degree, and without question, they're a much different basketball team in the way they go about things on the floor this year.
The IU fan base has tried to embrace Kelvin Sampson. There's a group of students who call themselves the Samsonites, and some people are starting to wear the blue shirts with the red tie like he does.
It's been as loud in this gym as it's ever been this year. Hear a chance of his name. I can feel the buzz around town.
And while Sampson has garnered some positive early reviews, only time will tell if the 51-year-old coach can live up to the program's lofty expectations.
I believe more than anything else that Kelvin Sampson came to Indiana University because he believes he can win a national championship here. That's kind of the feeling you're getting right now with this basketball program.
Well, one of the greatest coaches of all time in any sport was Coach Knight. He set a precedence here that maybe nobody can ever reach. But if I came here trying to follow in somebody's footsteps, then I'm in it for the wrong reasons. I came here to do the best that I can do.